Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hags Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents. Weeby Knives and Fur Handling Tools. HTS Productions. Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents. And Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
Episode 4, Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. Check day 5 in Arkansas. And I can tell you right up, it's still raining. And it was just kind of a wet, miserable trip. So we still, considering everything, still didn't do too bad. So kind of the upcoming scenario will be we'll have another show in Arkansas. Then we'll switch gears and go to New Mexico. And then we will do our semi-live trapping. So that'll all be trapping here in farm country here in Indiana. So for those of you that live here in the Midwest and trap farm country, it's very relatable. Lots of trappers trap in that type of geography. So, and also do, they're checking traps before work. So that's what this semi-live footage will be. And obviously, some of it will be shown within days of when we took the footage or filmed it. So, anyways, that's what we call it, semi-live. Another thing I want to mention is the Chapter 7B Fall Rendezvous. Coming up on September 28th. Be sure to mark your calendars for that. It's a great fun day. We've got a great demo lineup. We've got great food. We've got kids games. We've got a number of tailgaters that show up. We've got lunchtime entertainment. Sierra Farrell. Anyways, I can't say enough about how good of a day it is and how fun it is. So, anyways, mark your calendars for that. One last thing I want to mention is check out our website, HoosierTrapperSupply.com, and you can order through the website, or you can give us a call and order here at the shop. Be glad to talk to you. After all, that's kind of what keeps all this going. So, anyways, I hope you enjoy the episode.
Check day 5. Even after all the rain and mud, we connected on the gray here. We've actually, especially me and Jake, are kind of on the same lane here. We've had some disturbances around this trap almost every day, it seems like. Outside of that, it's been quiet everywhere else, and I had already caught a gray fox here earlier in the week.
Right.
So, finally connected on the one that's been giving us trouble. I'm assuming.
It's one thing about the grays is the curiosity eventually gets them if you got time to wait them out, because they'll just continue to come back and mess with you. So, it's not that they're that smart or whatever. It's just they just like messing with your set because of the smell and whatever else. So, but anyways, the gloom and rain and fog and mud continue. for check day 5, that's for sure.
No end in sight either.
No end in sight, at least while we're here. So
take care of him and move on.
Yep.
Hey.
That's rough.
Seen them that bad before, but that's pretty darn nasty.
One nasty looking coyote here on check day 5. That's well, it's probably a good comparison to the Western market. Just kidding. Fur value, absolutely nothing. Miserable way for this coyote to be running around. We're doing him a big favor right now. This trap here, it was messed with one day. I don't know if it was flipped off or not, but I remember being kind of pulled out of the bed. Could have been this one or not. Charlie had caught a coyote a few days ago just right across the road. What do you think, Charlie?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. This year, the coyote numbers are less here than they've been in all the years we've been here. Now we skipped last year, so it's been 2 years since we've been here. So, but the coyote numbers are clearly less than all the past years, and this may be, you know, part of the reason if you know, some of the stronger ones have survived that we've caught, which have only been 3. This being the 4th coyote. If they've manged out, you know, clearly their population levels may have been too high, and obviously then the disease takes place to kind of get that under control. So I don't know. Maybe this is the answer to why those coyote numbers are low. I don't know. You know. So, but clearly this animal's in a miserable state. So
Yeah, it might be the worst one I think I've ever trapped.
yeah, I've seen some really bad ones in all the years, but this is right up there with some of, you know, some of the very worst for sure. So anyways, doing this one a favor, I think. So
Take care of him and move on.
all right, big improvement over the coyote that Justin just caught right here. Set was right here. This location, they've logged this, or they're working on logging it further on back, so they've enlarged this road. This road in the past was pretty brushed in, so we had caught a nice cat here, I don't know, 3 years ago. So we set it up, and got this coyote right back here this morning. So check day 5, certainly better than check day 3 for sure. So we'll take care of him, and I'm gonna actually pull this set. We got to pull traps tomorrow. Justin's got one right behind him on the opposite side of the road, so we'll let that one slide for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna pull this set and not remake it since we're pulling traps tomorrow morning. But anyways, fairly decent coyote for down here. These coyotes are pretty poor quality compared to even our Indiana coyotes, or certainly they're not even the same as a Western, but genetically there may be some connection in there, but fur-wise certainly not. So anyways, take care of him and move on down the road. All right, check day 5, 3rd coyote of the day. And I was just talking about there's not that many coyotes, which there are not, but not like there has been in the past. But the set was right here off this Forest Service road. It had been messed with once, and it was one of the sets where I couldn't get much of a hole in, so I just made a little bit of a hole and put a rock on top of it with the top dog underneath. Top dog finicky feline and Bobcat urine on this set, and a little bit of black gold. But so obviously coyote couldn't resist it, and we've got him down there. We've got him on a long. He's not wrapped up at all, so he's on a 15-foot piece of chain down there. All wrapped up, or not all wrapped up, just straight up chain. So anyways, take care of him, and I'm going to pull the trap. Since we're pulling tomorrow, I'm going to pull the trap. But Justin's got one right down here in the corner. That'll keep us covered for this area, and we'll see what happens.
As you can see, that JC Connor shock spring has been put to the test. He is pumping that thing, and you can actually see the spring compress. It's a great add-on to a trap. I recommend it to anyone. It definitely helps.
It eliminate any marginal pullouts. It takes a tremendous amount of pressure, direct pressure off that trap.
Right. Yeah, it totally takes his leverage away from him. So that really helps. Set was right here. Had a big old rock for backing. top dog down in the hole, bobcat urine, a little bit of finicky feline. Check day 5 is starting to pick up a little bit. We're starting to collect the coyotes a decent amount, and that early gray this morning too. Considering the weather and the rain that we've had this week, kind of slow, but we're still picking them up here and there, so can't really complain considering the conditions and the situation. It's starting to drizzle and rain right now, so we're going to take care of him. We're not going to remake it. Charlie has a set just across the road, so this area will be covered if one comes through. So, but pretty cool.
That's a pretty nice coyote.
Not bad. Not bad for a southern.
All right, Justin just caught the coyote over there. That was right on the other side of the Forest Service Road, and we got a fire lane here, or an old logging road actually. And I don't know if that was the same coyote or if it was traveling with one, but a coyote was here and back scratched, probably peed, marked his territory, dug at the hole, pulled the trap up slightly, probably grabbed the chain and yanked it when he was scratching and digging. Clearly a territorial thing here. Anyways, a lot going on right here. Coyote's not in the trap, but the coyote is in the trap across the road. So like I said, I don't know if it's the same coyote or a different one. But anyways, there was definitely some coyote attention right here for sure. So I'm gonna kind of push this back together, and we got one more night to check, and we'll see what happens. But this had a backing all in here, and all that backing's all been pulled out. Scratched here, there, everywhere. So a lot of attention to this location right here, just not in the trap.
I've been a professional trapper for over 40 years, and in that time, I've skinned literally thousands of animals. I've learned that it doesn't matter how cool a knife looks on your hip. What really matters is sharpness and reliability. And that's why I created the Weeby Wicked Sharp line of replacement blade knives. These are knives that will quickly skin your critters without skinning your wallet. Visit WeebyKnives.com to get the new Monarch folding knife with 3 replacement blades for just $19.95. Weeby Knives, Wicked Sharp.
Leatherwood Trapping Sense. Success speaks for itself.
Alrighty. This set right here, 2 years ago, took a Bobcat, so that's the reason I reset it. Just logging road, just coming through here, kind of our typical setup. Connected with this gray fox, so pretty cool. And it is raining. Once again, it continues. So take care of him, and I am going to reset this one, then we're going to move on down the road. So.
What do you think, Jake?
Pretty cool.
I thought people say that cats don't like water.
Yep. I don't think that one minds too much though. Unless that's what he's upset about. Just got a set here right on this road. Well, off the main one. It's kind of a just 2-track fire lane. We've had some good success here in the past. I don't think we've caught a cat here before, but connected on this one here. Set out of big rock as a backing. I couldn't get a dirt hole punched, so I just put my bait right under the rock and connected with him. Top dog predator bait and finicky feline. That's pretty cool.
That makes cat number 3 for the trip. And we got one more day after this, and just a few more traps to finish out the rest of today.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Alright, we're at the end of the line here for check day 5. Jake had a set here, it's flipped off in the bed. We've had a couple incidents like that here and there, you know, and you can only kind of guess what it is based off the sign, but I would imagine a lot of the action is due to gray fox. But I had a set down here, and luckily we connected. Hiding from him.
A wet gray fox.
You can see where the trap bed was, and he's on the drag, got himself tied up. But we're just gonna take care of him, pull this trap, and be done with it. It's pretty nasty out, so that's it. Get that camera out of the rain.
All right, into check day 5. It's still raining.
Yeah.
And we got to film this fast because the camera's sitting in the rain. So,
Not a bad day considering the conditions. We're actually short a coyote. It was that mangy one that you guys seen. We had to bury him and put him to rest.
yeah.
But we still have this show. What do you think, Jake? Jake pulled out the cat.
Yep. That was nice coming up on that towards the end of kind of a gloomy day. It's cooling off. I'm ready to get back in the truck.
Yeah, we've been run out of places by weather before, and we've had days that are really miserable, but we've not had a stretch, I don't think, of
Last entire week we're here.
last the entire time we're here that's rained basically every day except, well, I don't think
No, every day.
every
There was
day.
one day it was just kind of drizzle, sprinkle, but
yeah.
every day.
And we've only seen the sun for maybe 4 hours in 6 days. That's it. So, and I think it's supposed to be like this tomorrow. And we're pulling tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day. So it's kind of a quick trip. Considering everything, it's supposed to be in New Mexico, blizzard, unplanned plan B.
This is better.
This worked out a little
Yeah, this
better.
worked out. We've caught critters. We had a really good day today. So, I mean, good weather, bad weather, you couldn't ask for much better than this. This is a good day. So, pretty pleased. All right. See what happens tomorrow.
Alrighty.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
Hoosier Trapper Deer Sense. Success speaks for itself.
All right. We get a lot of questions about how to pull cable stakes, or how do we pull cable stakes. First of all, we generally just use the basic Berkshire stake like this right here. This stake holds really well, and if you pry it in and out of the ground several times, it may bend, which in most cases you can just flatten it back out and reuse it. But if you're cutting them, and a lot of times when we're on a trip, we will cut them and leave them because on pull day we're usually in a big hurry. So the ones that don't want to pull very easily or whatever, we're just cutting them, and you're not leaving a lot of money in the ground. They're very inexpensive. So that's what we're using. For those of you that are more conscious about getting them out of the ground or using more expensive cable stakes, and you want to get them out of the ground, which we do most of the time, we'll use a crowbar, just a regular pry bar. There's these Bulldog stake pullers that are available to roll those out of the ground, just attach it and roll it back. Another option that works quite well is a tile spade. And if you we learned this from our buddy Lee down in Mississippi. If you take that tile spade and just go straight down parallel to your stake, about an inch away from your stake, just go straight down on the ground. Obviously you can't do it in frozen ground. Once that tile spade is in there, then just work it back and forth like that, and that will loosen that soil up enough, and you can get that stake out of there. A lot of times you can pull it out yourself without even using a puller. So that works. That's another option to get those stakes out of the ground. Some guys leave their stakes in the ground and then go back and then tie to them again at a future date. So when you do that, obviously you want to make sure that everything's still in good shape, both the cable on the stake and also the attachment that you're using, assuming that you leave that on there or don't leave it on there. You always need to check your hardware. One thing that I want to mention, we've got an email from a gentleman, and he was saying, on the cable stakes, you still do need to be careful in some farming scenarios as far as leaving them in the ground. Yes, particularly with combines or hay equipment or whatever where they could catch it. So you definitely want to be conscious of cutting them and leaving them in the ground. If you are cutting them and leaving them in the ground, you might want to check with the farmer to make sure that you can show him what you're using and check with him and see if he has an issue with it. So just to be courteous of the landowner, courteous of the farmer, you'd hate to have them have a big mechanical issue over some, $2 steak. So obviously none of us want that to happen. So in general, most places you can leave them and have no worry of that. But if you are in farm country, you definitely want to check with the landowner that it'd be okay that you left them in the ground. So, anyways, that kind of a question that we get commonly, and this one gentleman did email in and say that about the steaks, and that was a good point. It's something that definitely need to bring up.
All right, products I like. Lots of people still trap raccoons, and dog-proof traps are still very popular. Price of raccoons is not very good, but they're still fun to catch, and there's plenty of them out there to catch. So a lot of us still enjoy going after them. So we have one of our Leatherwood Sampler Sweet Raccoon package that I talk about. It comes with our raccoon lure, which we actually just recently changed the name of it. It's the same lure, but we just changed the name of it to Ringtail Roundup. And then it's got our sweet trailing scent in here, and then also our Sweet Success raccoon bait. So both of or all three of these products work very well for attracting raccoons. They're all sweet based attractants, and the Sweet Success and the trailing scent both are great attractants to use in a dog-proof trap, whether you're using miniature marshmallows, which is what we typically use, cat food or whatever. Just a squirt of that stuff up on top will add some additional attraction to that dog-proof. If you use marshmallows, if you notice that they don't have a lot of open smell to them, so something in there to enhance that, both of those work great for that. So the lure works as well too, but I think in situations like pocket sets or whatever along a creek, that probably the lure may even do you a little bit better. So all three great attractants for raccoons. Raccoons love sweet stuff, and I know a lot of us want to get out and catch a few raccoons, despite what the market is.
All right, everyone, thanks for watching. We have the new Hoosier Trapper Supply catalogs out. Pretty cool Bobcat there. Jake caught there in New Mexico. Pretty nice. They're available. You can call here at the shop at 317-881-3075, or you can request one online at HoosierTrapperSupply.com. It's right there on the home page. Hit the button, and we'll send you one in the mail. So, pretty slick. Also, gotta say, make sure you're following us on all social media so you can keep up to date. We do have an email newsletter you can sign up for on the website as well. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, obviously YouTube. And on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, so that will keep you posted on brand new episodes that pop up. Not just on Hoosier Trapper Outdoors, but also on the Fur Shed series and also the Trap House podcast. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Join us on September 27th for the next episode of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors.